Hello, all my exporters friend who all are engaged in trading business. Do you want to increase your export volume without using your working capital? Or do you want to increase your sales volume without using your own capital? If your answer is yes, then today I'm going to discuss one trade product which is very useful for all of you. Yes, the product name is Back to Back LC, where you do not have to bring your own capital and you can do your business accordingly. So let us go and deep down about this product and understand what does Back to Back LC means. So let me share my screen in this regard. So today we will discuss need of back-to-back LC, understanding back-to-back LC, precaution for back-to-back LC, and workflow of back-to-back LC. So let us start our presentation. A LC is issued in favor of the seller who ships the goods and claims payment under LC. It is typically applicable when seller is the manufacturer of the goods. But when the buyer does business with a trader or middleman who obtains the goods from another source, in this case, the trader will have to buy the goods before supplying them to the buyer. Such traders operate on a narrow margin. They do not carry stocks of goods or they will have limited working capital. Therefore, they seek a means of finance for their purchase without engaging their own resources. Transferable LC meets the above needs as LC issued in favor of the trader can be used as a means of paying the sources from which the trader obtains goods. Also, back-to-back LC mechanism facilitates the above needs where first LC issued in favor of the trader can be used as a means to request a bank to issue a separate LC on trader's behalf in favor of the supplier. So these two instruments are available to the traders. Well, first is transferable LC and next one is back-to-back LC. However, the applicant may not be able to use a transferable LC because the terms of sale and purchase agreements with the ultimate buyer and end supplier may be substantially different, and the authorized changes allowed under transferable LC in terms of UCP 600 subarticle 38G may not be sufficient to match the differing needs. The ultimate buyer or seller may not wish to be exposed to the attendant risk of a transferable LC. So these are the two main reasons why a trader or applicant who is the actual buyer will not go for transferable LC. So what is the alternative? Alternative is in these circumstances, a back-to-back LC operation may provide an acceptable alternative. So a LC that we will call as a LCA is first issued in favor of the trader or middleman by a bank at the request of the ultimate buyer. Yes, this will be the first LC where trader will be beneficiary. The trader uses this LC as a means to request a bank to issue a separate LC. We call it as LCB on his behalf in favor of the supplier. So trader will use LCA and request LC advising bank to issue a separate LC in favor of the supplier of the goods where trader himself will be an applicant. When LCB is used by the same bank that advised LCA in favor of the trader, LCB is referred to as a back-to-back LC. This is because the advising bank of LCA opens LCB on the back of LCA. So when advising bank of LCA issues a separate LC on behalf of trader, that LC is called a back-to-back LC because it is opened on the back of LCA. So this is the definition of back-to-back LC. So in LCB, trader will be the applicant and supplier of goods will be the beneficiary. Now, advising bank of LCA has become issuing bank of LCB. What if the issuing bank is not the advising bank? When the LCB is issued by the trader's own bank, which is not being the advising bank of LCA, the LCB is referred to as a counter LC because LCA is the counter for LCB. We need to understand that LCA and LCB have been issued by two different banks. So the two LCs, that is LCA and LCB, are entirely separate, and each issuing bank is liable on its own obligation. The documents from LCB may be used in part to make the presentation under LCA. The trader is obligated to pay the bank that issued LCB on his or her behalf, irrespective of whether or not proceeds are obtained for LCA. So these are basically two different LCs. So treatment for LCB, where trader is an applicant, will be different because here trader is obligated to pay irrespective whether he has received the payment under LCA or not, because he is the applicant of LCB. So LCA does not provide security to the bank that issued LCB. LCA merely evidences the means of payment that may be forthcoming to meet the payment obligation on LCB. Accordingly, LCA provides comfort to the bank that issued LCB rather than security. So if we say that there is a relation between LCA and B, that will be not correct, because LCA has nothing to do with LCB as far as payment or security is concerned. Yes, one thing is there that it gives the comfort to LCB issuing bank that in future payment may come from LCA. So now we will see what are the precautions needs to be taken as far as back-to-back LC is concerned. Issuing bank of LCB will take care of the following at the time the application for the LC is received. The stipulated documents and terms and conditions mirror the requirement of LCA. This we are talking about LCB, that stipulated documents and terms and conditions mirror the requirement of LCA. Those all things needs to be captured in LCB too. Adequate explanations and assurances have been given by the applicant, and issuing bank is totally aware of the transaction and every aspect of the transaction. Adequate undertakings and other legal documentation is executed by the applicant. So this is also critical because issuing bank will definitely need to have legal documentation executed with the applicant, because this LCB is totally a separate LC where entire onus is on LC issuing bank if compliant presentation is presented. So in that case, applicant has to pay the money to LC issuing bank who has issued the LCB, even if the trader or applicant has not received the money from its original LC, that is LCA. Therefore, this legal documentation is important for LC issuing bank. Thus, so far we have covered what is back-to-back LC, how does it work, and what are the precautions we need to take in case of back-to-back LC. The nature of back-to-back LC is totally different than transferable LC, where transferable LC is more safer for a bank because bank in that case only transfer the LC. Onus remains with the LC issuing bank in case of transferable LC. But here in this case, when LC issuing bank issues a separate LC, that is back-to-back LC, onus comes down to LC issuing bank. So let us now examine or see what is the workflow of this back-to-back LC. So here we will see the workflow of back-to-back LC. Applicant of LCA, who is the ultimate buyer. Next is trader, who is basically beneficiary of LCA, as well as applicant of LCB, and beneficiary of LCB, who is the actual supplier of goods. So trader will have sales contract with the applicant, who is the actual buyer. In that case, applicant is willing to provide a LC in favor of beneficiary. Therefore, trader will become beneficiary of that LCA. So trader will procure the goods from supplier. So he will have one purchase contract with the actual supplier of goods. In that case, trader will request the bank to issue a separate LC, that is LCB. In that case, trader will become applicant of LCB, and for LCB, supplier of goods will be the beneficiary. So applicant of LCA, who is the buyer, will request its bank, working capital bank, to issue a LC in favor of trader, that is beneficiary of LCA. So working capital bank will scrutinize the application and check the limit availability of the ultimate buyer. If they find that everything is okay, they will issue LCA and advise the same to the advising bank, and LCA will be transmitted to advising bank. Advising bank will advise this LCA to the beneficiary. Once beneficiary of LCA, who is the trader, receives the LC, he will approach the advising bank itself with the request to issue a separate LC on behalf of the trader in favor of supplier of the goods. So trader will request LC advising bank that please issue a separate LC on the basis of LCA which he has received as a beneficiary. So advising bank at its own discretionary may accept the request for issuance of LCB, and he may proceed with the request, and he may issue LCB that will be called as a back-to-back LC, and it will be transmitted to beneficiaries advising bank. LCB beneficiaries bank will advise this LCB to beneficiary. After receipt of this LCB, beneficiary will scrutinize the details, and accordingly, beneficiary of LCB will supply the goods to trader, and beneficiary B will submit the entire set of documents to its banker, and LCB beneficiaries bank will submit the documents or present the documents to the LC issuing bank, which is in this case is nothing but advising bank of LCA, is the issuing bank of LCB. So once LCB issuing bank receives the documents, if documents are complying and side basis, they can make the payment to LCB beneficiaries bank, and LCB beneficiaries bank can give this money to beneficiary of LCB. So documents have been received at the LCB issuing bank. Goods have been received by the trader. So what trader will do now? Trader will execute the order of original LC, that is LCA. So trader will dispatch the goods to applicant of LCA, and beneficiary of LCA, that is trader, will submit the entire set of documents to advising bank of LCA, and trader will use some of the documents already submitted by the supplier of goods, that is beneficiary of LCB. So beneficiary of LCA, who is the trader, will try to submit entire set of complying presentation through its bank, and documents will be presented to issuing bank of LCA. If LCA issuing bank finds that it is a complying presentation, they will honor, and actual buyer, ultimate buyer, that is applicant of LCA, gets the documents and pays on due date. LC issuing bank remits that fund to LC advising bank or nominated bank, you can say, and ultimately the money will be received by the beneficiary of LCA. Thus, this entire transaction gets over. So this was the brief discussion from my side on the back-to-back LC transaction. I hope my all exporters friend who all are engaged in trading business will find this video valuable. If so, I request you to like and share this video. I will also request you to please subscribe to my YouTube channel so that in future, whenever I come out with such videos on various trade finance related topics, you get the notification immediately. I will also request you, if you want me to create videos on any trade related topics, please feel free to put your requests in comment box. Thank you so much for sparing your valuable time with me. Thank you so much.